Don't think about what you shouldn't eat. Think about what you should be eating more of.
All right, I'm honored to be here with Dr. John Diard, Mr. Ayurveda. So, farmers market just ended here in Boulder, Colorado. It's getting cold. I'm wearing lots of wool layers, snowy. It's about to be Christmas. How should we be eating differently in December or January than we ate in August or September?
Well, just like you said, it's cold. So nature always provides the antidote to the extreme of the season, right? So if
So
it's
thoughtful.
cold, nature squirrels eat nuts and seeds in the winter, which are higher protein, higher fat. They insulate the body. So naturally, nature is trying to help us out. It's cold out. It gives us warming, heavier, unctuous, higher protein, higher fat foods. So
And
we
for
need to do
those who
that.
are confused, which might include myself, if you're eating higher fat, that doesn't make you a big fat. It doesn't make you
No,
gain
not
weight.
at all. The processed fats, the cooked oils that we see in packaged foods, those make you fat.
Right.
But good quality fats that are in natural foods are really important for our brain, for our skin, for our cells. They're critical.
They keep your skin from drying out.
Absolutely.
So a lot of what you're saying makes both common sense, but also is kind of revolutionary. Because in America, we pretty much eat the same all year long for the most part. You go to the grocery store, you get your favorite ice cream, you get your favorite whatever, chips. Everything's packaged in the same always, and you just eat what you want to eat.
Right. Well, the thing about winter, when winter is drying us out, we all feel our skin drying out, our sinuses dry out. When they dry out, the mucous membranes in our sinuses, our intestinal tract dries out, we get constipated, our joints dry out, we get stiff, our sinuses get dry, we produce reactive mucus. That reactive mucus is a breeding ground for bacteria and viruses, so we get sick. So nature said, well, we don't want that. We're going to give you a whole harvest of winter squashes and nuts and soups and stews and higher protein, higher fat foods that are going to help insulate you, protect your mucous membranes, therefore your microbes, so you don't get sick.
So if you and I were going to go on a little field trip to the grocery store, what would you get me to buy? Like squash and nuts
Yeah,
and beans?
nuts and seeds and squashes, winter vegetables like the squashes and kales and Brussels sprouts, foods that are more dense in nature, and therefore they provide different nutrition, and they also have different microbes that are dramatically changing from season to season, and it's critical that our microbes change in the winter because they support our immunity.
So that reminds me of the story about the deer you were telling me before the video. What's that about?
Deer have microbes in the winter that allow them to digest bark, and they eat bark. I don't know why, but that's what they do.
Right.
In the summer, they eat leaves, and they have microbes that are different to help them digest the leaves. Now, if a deer were to eat the bark in the summer, it would create such a level of indigestion because they don't have the microbes to do it, that it could literally kill them.
Right.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
If a deer eats out of season, they could die.
Yeah.
What does that mean about us? When I read that, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the most important thing.
Right.
And now that we know about the microbiome, the whole microbe thing, which is all about that we have billions of bacteria in our gut,
We're like 80% bacteria.
90% bacteria, and they support our entire immune system, our mood, our stability, our cognitive function. They do the heavy lifting for everything. And those bugs are supposed to change seasonally because, see, every plant attracts different bugs from the soil. All the microbes, the billions of microbes that are here, they come from the soil, from the dirt.
Wow.
So they're attracted to certain plants.
So, but isn't it weird we're spraying the soil with
you're
chemicals
killing
to kill all the...
And again, more of a reason why we should eat organic isn't so much that the pesticides are bad and they're bad, is that we're killing the microbes that support 90% of us.
Yeah.
That's the real
That's what
reason.
you just said. The reason to go organic isn't just not to eat poison,
Right.
but it's that you're actually like killing all the
There's
good
something that's
stuff.
going to actually help us deal with the poison, perhaps. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's crazy. So the idea is that the microbes attract to different plants, and when you eat those plants in season, you're getting the proper microbes for the proper season to support immunity in the winter, help us dissipate heat in the summer, help us support, decongest us in the spring. Our body is changing dramatically. The nutritional cycle is an annual cycle. It takes a year to get all these nutrients, in our system.
So, like the deer, if we follow the seasons, nature naturally provides, as you said, whatever we need for that season to be healthy.
I agree. The cool thing about the Ayurvedic diets is,
Yeah.
and because if we just ate only local foods,
Yeah.
we'd be like, ah,
Yeah, yeah.
people would have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
So what Ayurveda did, which I think is just brilliant, is they took foods from all over the world and classified them in terms of winter, summer, spring. You just take the grocery list for the winter, circle all the foods on there that you particularly like, and eat more of those
I love
foods.
that.
Don't think about what you shouldn't eat. Think about what you should be eating more of.
Love that.
And make sure they're not packaged or processed because there's no bugs in them. There's no microbes in them.
So we'll include that grocery shopping list.
Right.
I can just take that to the grocery, problem solved. But then if we want to do this all year long, you're now offering, this is something I'm really excited about. We don't do a lot of commercial stuff here, but you're offering a free 3-season diet for the whole year.
I was so compelled by this research. I wanted to see what would happen if we took a group of people and had them eat with the seasons for an entire year. So January 1st, we're launching a Eat with the Seasons challenge. It's free for anybody. You can start in January, February, March, doesn't matter. And we're going to send out a free packet of information, diets, recipes, research, videos every month, a whole program of how to eat with the season, and help us change with each month throughout a 12-month period and see if we can change our microbes and change our health and maybe change our lives, because we know the microbes to control immunity, mood. I mean, how many of us have mood issues, immunity issues, energy issues, vitality issues? These are the things that, maybe the underpinning of our problems is that we're completely disconnected to these very simple rules of nature.
Yeah.
And I want to see what happens if we all get reconnected. My guess is you're going to be satisfied and content because that's what your body is craving.
Instead of wanting to overeat to satisfy something that never gets satisfied.
Right, exactly. And humans, believe it or not, the studies have showed that humans, Americans, eat 200% more food than they need.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, it's that extra 100%, that's where all of our problems lie. And if you, just like you said, if we eat the foods that are in season, are we going to be satisfied so we don't need that extra 100%?
Awesome. Well, I'll definitely try it. We'll see how I do.
It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Dr. John Douillard, thank you.